All right, my controls.
Your controls.
This is called slow flight. We're going to see how power controls altitude, pitch controls airspeed, and how they affect each other. We're very slow right now, as you can see. First thing I want to show you, watch this.
Oh, what?
Isn't that crazy? We are putting so much control on this plane, and it's doing nothing.
Gosh, look at the thing outside.
Yeah, because we're so slow. We don't have as much air flowing over our wings, so we're not getting very much deflection on our control surfaces. Look at the rudders. Cool, right?
Yeah.
My point is, the slower you are, the less control over your control surfaces that you have. That's a big thing when we get into landing, because we're very slow when we're coming in for landings. So sometimes if like the wind is blowing us off the runway, we're going to need a lot more correction than you would in regular cruise flight because we don't have as much control. So we're going to need more control input to get the same effect.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now that that's out of the way, now you're going to see what happens with pitch and power. You're going to hear me say this 1,000,000 times throughout your training. Power controls altitude, pitch controls airspeed. Don't let that go to your head too much though, because there are ways that they both control each other. Let's say I want to climb up to 4,500, right? So yes, what did I say? Power controls altitude. Power controls altitude, yes. But if I just hold this nose right here and I do nothing with my pitch, what's going to happen? We're only going to build speed.
Yeah.
So I have to lift up that nose in order to maintain that slow airspeed and also climb.
Yes. Okay.
Right? So see what I mean when I say they control each other at the same time. Now I'm getting a little bit slow. So I'm going to just lower that nose and I'm going to build that airspeed up again. See how that pitch is controlling that airspeed. If I lift the nose up, what's happening? I'm losing airspeed.
Yeah.
If I push that nose down, I'm gaining airspeed.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's when I say, if you just sit that nose on the horizon, it's going to automatically give you that 79 knots, that best rate of climb.
Okay.
I'll level it out at 4,500. It's actually going to be a different concept than we usually were doing, which that whole pitch power trim thing, when you're coming out of a climb in slow flight, I'm going to have to start taking out that power a little bit early. Because why? Because I'm trying to maintain a slow airspeed right now. And if I just lower that nose with all that power in, I'm going to gain airspeed. Which in cruise flight, we do that because we want to gain airspeed when we're cruising it out, right?
Yeah.
Not in slow flight. So I have to start taking out that power a little bit early so that I can lower that nose without gaining airspeed.
Yeah.
So now that we've taken all that power out, I can lower that nose. All right, there we go. I'm at 4,500. Now I'm going to show you a descent. If I just lower that nose, what's going to happen?
They're going to go fast?
Yup, we don't want that. Notice how that nose wanted to go right down too? That's where trim comes into play. So I could actually trim for this pitch altitude. If I put a ton of up trim in, I could relieve the pressures of me in slow flight. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
We're just maintaining 48 knots right now. Now, of course, I call it a cheap man's autopilot. It's not perfect, so we may be creeping up on 50 knots. But for the most part, it's going to maintain it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to descend. I just showed you that if I just lower that nose, we're only going to build airspeed, right? So what do we have to do first?
Take out airspeed.
Take out
power.
Yes. So I'm going to take out the power. Now, once I start seeing that airspeed starting to like flirt with dropping it a little bit, then I could lower that nose to maintain the airspeed, which allows me to also descend.
Yeah.
See the relationship here?
Yeah.
And, you know, we're descending very, very slowly. It's slow flight. It's going to be slow.
Yeah.
So if I want to descend a little bit faster, I could just take out a little bit more power. Now I need to lower that nose a bit to maintain that 50 knots. So I'm just going to push that nose down for 50. To recover, I have to simultaneously add that power and lift up the nose. Because if I just lift up the nose, what's going to happen is I'm just going to lose airspeed.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm going to lose so much that my altitude can't even be maintained either. If I just add power, I'm just going to gain airspeed.
Yeah. Okay,
right?
Yeah.
And look, I've trimmed for it. I'm perfectly at 50 knots, 4,000 feet, and I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do a turn.
Okay.
Same thing applies, except in a turn in slow flight, you don't want to do any more than 5 degrees of bank because stall speed goes up in a turn, and we're so close to our stall speed that step into that turn, taking out that bank angle pretty quick, right? Because we only want to maintain about a 5-degree bank angle. And it's just a nice little thing. And same thing coming out of the turn, step out of it. Step out, roll out. Okay. To recover from slow flight, you're just going to lower that nose because you're just wanting to maintain altitude but gain airspeed. Full power. That nose wants to come up, but I'm not going to let it. So I'm holding it here.
Okay.
Starting to retract the flaps right away. One notch, last notch comes up. And I'm letting that airspeed build, pulling that power out, and then trimming for it. That nose slightly wants to come up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do one swipe of down trim. You don't see me ripping this thing down. You're going to see me give it a little centimeter of trim.
Okay.
What's it doing? That even was too
Going
much.
down, yeah.
So now I'm just going to give it an even smaller amount of up trim so that I can meet it in the middle. Perfect. How's that?
Good.
Okay. You're going to do it now.